Rain fell hard that night. It wasn't the soft, warm kind. It was cold. Sharp. Like tiny knives falling from the sky. Ethan walked alone through the broken street outside the old city hospital. His boots splashed through puddles. The neon signs above him flickered in red and yellow. The word Emergic glowed behind cracked glass. He hated this place. It smelled like death. But tonight, something felt different. He heard a sound. Not a loud one. Just a soft whimper. Like a whisper, broken by pain. He turned. And there she was. A woman, no, not fully human, lying on the wet steps of the hospital. Her body was curled up, shivering. Her skin, it wasn't normal. It was glowing faint pink, almost purple. Her dress was torn, soaked, clinging tightly to her curves. Long silver hair stuck to her face and neck. She looked like something from a dream or a nightmare. Ethan stepped closer, slowly. The sign above her blinked red again. Next to her, a dirty sticker on the wall read, "Too sick to save, biohazard dump." Ethan frowned. His breath caught. Someone had thrown her out like trash. Her lips trembled. She wasn't dead. Not yet. "Hey," he said gently. "Can you hear me?" No response. He kneeled, reached out. His hand brushed her shoulder, warm, even in the cold rain. A strange warmth. She flinched, weakly. Her lips moved. A word came out, broken and alien. Viation. He had no idea what that meant. "Shush, it's okay. I got you," he whispered. Behind him, people walked by. No one looked twice. Just another sick alien left outside. Nobody cared anymore. Earth had too many problems already. But Ethan did care. He slid one arm under her knees, the other under her back. Her body felt light, fragile. Her dress clung to him, soaking his jacket. Her eyes fluttered open. For a second, she stared right into his. Bright silver eyes, full of pain and something else. Surprise. "You, human," she whispered. "Last time I checked," he said, trying to smile. A small smile touched her lips, just before she passed out again. Ethan kicked open the door to his small apartment, 1 block from the hospital. He laid her gently on his old couch. It creaked under her weight. He turned on the heater. Grabbed towels. His hands moved fast, but his brain was still trying to catch up. Who was she? Why was she glowing? What kind of hospital throws someone out like that? As he dried her arms, her skin shimmered. Little sparkles of light danced across it. Her pulse was slow but steady. She was breathing. She was alive. He sat down beside her and stared for a long minute. The rain outside kept hitting the windows. The whole city felt like it was sinking in water and secrets. Then suddenly, her body jerked. Her back arched. A strange sound came from her throat, like static and a scream mixed together. Her eyes opened wide. Ethan jumped up. She gasped. Her hands grabbed the blanket tight around her chest. She looked around the room, panicked. "Where am I?" she asked. Her voice was soft. Tired. Still heavy with fear. "You're safe," Ethan said. "You were outside the emergency center. In the rain. I brought you here." She stared at him. "Why?" He shrugged. "You were dying. I couldn't just walk past." Her eyes narrowed. "But I'm not human. You know that, right? Figured that out. And still, you helped me." Ethan nodded. "Call me stupid, but yeah." She looked down. Her lips trembled. She didn't cry, but she looked like she wanted to. She whispered, "They called me a weapon, it's a mistake. They said I was too sick to save. Ethan sat back down, quietly. They were wrong. For a moment, the room was silent, just the sound of rain. Then she looked at him, eyes glowing softly. What's your name, human? Ethan. She smiled faintly. I'm Ilara. Her stomach growled. Loudly. Ethan blinked. Hungry, he asked. What's food? She said, confused. He chuckled and walked to the kitchen. I'll get you something. You ever had soup? She tilted her head, watching his every move. He poured hot soup into a bowl and brought it over. She touched it like it was some ancient treasure. She lifted the spoon awkwardly, let the liquid touch her lips. Then her eyes widened. It's salty and hot. I like it. Ethan laughed. Good. You're officially human now. She licked her lips slowly. Too slowly. He suddenly felt very warm. Later that night, as she rested, Ethan sat on the chair beside her. He stared at her glowing skin, her peaceful breathing. She looked like an angel. A broken one. He didn't know what she was, where she came from, or what trouble she'd bring. But deep inside, he knew one thing. He wasn't going to leave her behind. The apartment was quiet. Too quiet. Ethan lay half awake on the couch, the sound of rain still echoing in his ears. The storm had passed, but something inside him hadn't settled. He opened his eyes slowly. The room was dim, except for one strange light. A soft purple glow. It wasn't the lamp. It wasn't the city lights. It was coming from her. Ilara. She was still asleep, curled under the old grey blanket he had wrapped her in. But now her skin shimmered like starlight. Not bright. Just enough to make shadows dance on the walls. Ethan sat up. Her body glowed in pulses, like a heartbeat. It started near her chest, moved through her arms, her legs, and settled in her fingertips. Each breath she took made the light stronger. And then, the glow moved toward him. He stepped back. But nothing happened. Then, it touched him. Just a flicker of light, like mist in the air. It hit his chest, and stayed. A small mark appeared, right over his heart. Like a tattoo, but it wasn't ink, it was light. What the hell? He whispered. Suddenly, Ilara's eyes opened. She stared at him, half asleep, half alert, like she'd just seen a ghost. Or maybe she was the ghost. You touched it, she said, her voice dry and low. I didn't touch anything. It touched me. Her eyes dropped to the mark glowing on his chest. That's not supposed to happen. What is it? She didn't answer. Instead, she sat up slowly. The blanket slipped, revealing the curve of her shoulder, still glowing. Ethan looked away, but not fast enough. She noticed. You're different, she said quietly. Different how? You didn't burn. Most humans, this kind of light destroys them. But you, or her eyes narrowed. You accepted it. Ethan shrugged. I'm a mechanic. I've been shocked by worse. She actually smiled. It wasn't fake. It wasn't weak. It was real. You don't ask many questions, she said. Oh, I have 100, he replied. I'm just trying not to freak you out. I'm already freaked out. Fair. They sat in silence for a moment. Just breathing. Watching each other in that strange purple glow. Then Ethan stood up and walked to the window. Outside, the hospital was quiet. The neon sign flickered like a dying star. Cars passed. No one cared. No one knew. He looked back at her. She was running her fingers over her arm, watching the light shift under her skin like liquid. It's changing, she whispered. What is? Me. He stepped closer. Ilara, what did they do to you? She looked up. For a moment, something heavy sat behind her eyes. They called it a cure, she said. Said I was chosen. Said I would help end the war. What war? She blinked. You really don't know, do you? I know Earth hasn't seen peace since I was a kid. This isn't just Earth's war. It's everything. Every colony. Every planet. Someone is cleaning out the weak. Cleaning out. Ethan frowned. Like taking out the trash. She looked down. I was infected with something. They said I was broken. Too unstable to save. So they dropped me here. Like trash, Ethan repeated. She nodded. Ethan clenched his jaw. His hand instinctively moved to the glowing mark on his chest. So what now? He asked. She looked at him, long, searching. Then, with a quiet voice, she said, Now, you die too. Ethan didn't move. Didn't blink. Just kidding, she smiled, teasing. But you should have seen your face. He laughed. Nervously. Funny. Humor. I like that, she said. You sure that wasn't part of your programming? She tilted her head. Maybe, but if it is, you're the first human who made me laugh. That made him go quiet. Outside, thunder rumbled far away. Ilara pulled the blanket tighter, leaned back, and stared at the ceiling. The light inside me, it's spreading. And I think it's because of you. Me. You touched me. You helped me. That's not normal. Well, I never liked normal anyway. She smiled again. Then her face turned serious. If the others find out I'm still alive, they'll come. Who? The ones who made me. Ethan nodded slowly. And if they do, he said, then let them come. She sat on the floor now. Not the couch. Not the bed. Just the cold, wooden floor of Ethan's apartment, legs crossed, eyes staring at the flickering light bulb above. Ethan stood in the kitchen, pretending to cook something. He wasn't. He just needed space to breathe. The air felt different since she glowed. Since she laughed. Since she looked at him like he was something more than just a man. You're thinking loud, she said. Ethan glanced over his shoulder. What? You make faces when you think. Like you're solving something complicated. Maybe I am. She tilted her head. Her silver hair fell across one eye. What's the equation, human? He sighed, stepped away from the counter, and leaned on the door frame. I'm wondering why you keep asking me the same thing, he said. She blinked. Which is? Why did I save you? You asked it again in your sleep last night. Ilara looked down. Her hands touched the wooden floor like it helped her feel something real. Because I don't understand, she said. On my planet, no one saves the dying. We let them go. It's mercy. Or logic. Or both. Well, Ethan said, on my planet, we're stubborn. She looked up. Or stupid. He shrugged. Same thing sometimes. A soft chuckle escaped her lips. Then silence returned. She stood slowly and walked toward the small mirror hanging on his wall. Her reflection stared back at her. Glowing skin. Pale lips. Strange, silver eyes. Do I scare you? She asked. Ethan didn't answer right away. I don't know, he said honestly. You should. But I don't. No. She turned to face him. The light from the window hit her skin just right. It made her look like she was made of stars. Her dress, still torn, still damp from the night before, clung to her curves like it belonged there. Ethan cleared his throat and looked away. You should find some clothes. She raised an eyebrow. You don't like what I'm wearing. It's not about liking, he mumbled. She smiled, slow, teasing, like she knew exactly what he meant. You're blushing, she said. I'm not. You are. He grabbed a blanket from the couch and tossed it at her. She caught it mid-air. Fine. Cover me with your earth fabric. He smirked. Thank you. She sat on the couch now, wrapping herself. She looked less alien. More woman. A dangerous woman, yes, but something about her felt familiar now. Ethan, she said quietly, where I'm from, the only time someone touches you without needing something is when they're saying goodbye. He looked at her. She wasn't smiling anymore. And you, she continued. You pulled me out of the dirt, fed me, healed me, and never asked for anything. Ethan walked over. Sat across from her. I didn't need to ask, he said. I could tell. She tilted her head. Tell what? That you needed help. A long silence followed. Then she whispered, You're not like the others. Ethan chuckled. You've said that before. Because it's true. She leaned forward slightly. Her hand touched his wrist, a soft touch. Warm. Not glowing now. Just skin. You remind me of someone I used to dream about, she said. Back before they injected me. Before they rewired my heart. Ethan blinked. Wait, they did what? She nodded. They rewired me. Modified my blood. My thoughts. They were building something like a weapon. But the light didn't work. It burned through others. I survived it, but just barely. Why would they do that? To win. To win what? She looked at him dead in the eye. The galaxy. He stared at her. She wasn't joking. Not even close. And now they think you're dead, Ethan said. I think they wanted me dead. And now? Now. I think I'm their mistake. One they'll come to erase. Ethan leaned back. Then you're gonna need more soup. She blinked. That's your plan? He grinned. Well-fed enemies are easier to beat. She laughed. Truly laughed this time. Her whole body moved with it. Then, she suddenly stopped. Outside, a red light flashed. Ethan rushed to the window. A black drone hovered just across the alley. No sound, he whispered. Just lights. Ilara stood slowly, her voice low. It's them. They're scanning. Looking for me. Can they track you? If I keep glowing, yes. Ethan turned back to her. Then stop glowing. She looked down at her hands, glowing again, brighter now. I can't. It's stronger when I'm close to you. Great. But, she added, stepping closer, if you don't mind, I could stay close, and try something. Ethan raised a brow. Try what? She leaned in, close enough to whisper. Kiss me. He blinked. What? It might balance the energy. Or maybe I just want to know what your mouth tastes like. The glow in her chest pulsed faster. So did his heart. Outside, the drone scanned the building again. Inside, Ilara smiled. Ethan leaned in, just an inch closer. BZZZT. The lights blinked. Then everything went dark. Not dim, dark. Like someone ripped the power cord straight out of the city. Ethan froze mid-step. His hand still reached for the curtain. Ilara, he called out. No answer. Then, he saw it. The glow. It wasn't soft anymore. It was pulsing, angry, alive, radiating from her body like a storm trapped in skin. Ilara, he shouted. She stood in the center of the room now, eyes shut, hands clenched, glowing like a reactor about to blow. Her feet hovered slightly off the ground. What's happening to you? I can't stop it, she whispered, voice shaking. Something's been activated. A sharp, electric crack exploded from her chest. The mirror on the wall shattered instantly. Ethan ducked. Glass flew past his head. "Elara," he shouted again. She dropped to the floor like dead weight. He rushed over, catching her before she hit. Her eyes flickered open. "They left a trigger inside me," she whispered, weak. "It's waking up." Ethan laid her down, trying not to panic. Her pulse raced. Her skin was burning hot. Light crawled through her veins like electric fire. "This isn't sickness," he muttered. "No," she said. Her voice changed, deeper, hollow. "This is design." 2 hours earlier, Elara had asked him a strange question. "What's the one thing you've never told anyone?" Ethan didn't answer right away. He just looked at her, lying on the couch in his shirt, hair still damp, eyes searching his face like she wanted to map his soul. He finally said, "I once turned my back on someone who needed me. I swore I'd never do that again." She nodded slowly. "I was built to survive," she said. "Not to feel. But now, I feel everything. Hunger. Pain. Even desire." Ethan raised an eyebrow. "Desire?" She smiled, lazy and dangerous. "Don't pretend you don't know. Present moment." Now, her body was trembling. Light was cracking the air around her like lightning under skin. Ethan reached for his toolbox. He pulled out a pair of old voltage goggles, clicked them on. What he saw through them made his blood run cold. Her entire chest glowed with a circuit pattern, one that wasn't natural. It was etched into her. Built under her skin. A symbol pulsed at the center, 3 interlocking rings, rotating like gears. He scanned it. Locked payload, arming in proximity. Energy source, human DNA, air-matched. "Oh hell no," Ethan whispered. He turned to her. "You're not just carrying some infection. You're carrying a bomb." Elara opened her eyes. "They made me to be the last surprise. A hidden strike. Drop me, let me get close, then let me detonate." Ethan clenched his fists. "You're not exploding in my apartment," he growled. She tried to laugh. Failed. "I didn't ask to be this," she said. "I know. But I don't want to kill you either." "You won't. You don't know that." He leaned closer. "I'm a human, Elara. We've survived worse. We fix things. We break rules. And when the universe gives us a time bomb wearing a smile, we figure out how to disarm it." Ethan moved fast. He dragged out his old war gear, dusty tools, pulse scanners, deep field disruptors. As he worked, she watched him, barely conscious. "You really think you can stop this?" she whispered. He didn't look at her. "I don't know. I'm scared, Ethan." "So am I." He finally placed a small device over the mark on her chest. It beeped once. Then again. Slower. Stable. "I'm rerouting the surge. This thing inside you, it feeds on pain and proximity. But if I can fool it with a fake link?" He touched the glowing mark on his own chest, the one she'd accidentally placed on him. "I can overload it." "But that could kill you," she said, her voice weak. "Yeah. That's why I'm not asking for permission." Suddenly, bang! The front door shattered inward. 2 tall, armored figures stepped in. Aliens. Their faces were covered. Guns in hand. Glowing red visors. They pointed at Elara. One spoke in a digital voice. "Target confirmed. Remove the human." Ethan didn't hesitate. He grabbed his plasma cutter and launched himself forward. Sparks flew. Metal clanged. The first alien hit the wall hard. The second turned and fired, barely missing Elara. Ethan tackled him down. The gun slid across the floor. Elara screamed. The pulse inside her glowed brighter, now shaking the walls. Ethan rolled over to her, grabbed her face. "Elara." Listen to me. You're not their weapon. Her eyes were filled with tears. Fear. Fire. You're mine now, he said. Yours, she gasped. I saved you, remember? So now I get to decide what you become. She smiled, even through the chaos. Then help me become something worth saving. Ethan grinned. Deal. Then everything went white. Boom. The front wall exploded. Dust. Plaster. Screaming sparks. Ethan dove forward, shielding Elara with his body as the blast wave rolled through his apartment like a freight train. They had arrived. Not quietly. Not hidden. Loud. Violent. Confident. Elara coughed under him, her voice shaking. That wasn't subtle. Ethan looked down. Her face was dirty. Beautiful. Still glowing. Your people never send flowers, She smirked. No. Just death squads. Through the smoke, 3 figures stepped in, tall, armored, shining silver like wolves made of steel. Their visors pulsed red. Each one carried a bio-rifle. They spoke in a cold, coded tongue. Project 06 found. Terminate human. Ethan raised the plasma cutter again. Go for the knees, he muttered. What? They all look like bad knees. It was chaos. The first attacker lunged. Ethan dodged left, sliced upward, the plasma cutter hissed through alien armor. Sparks exploded. The creature dropped, twitching. Elara stood, wobbling. Her chest pulsed with energy. Her skin glowed brighter than ever. No, she cried. If I fight now, I'll overload again. Then don't fight, Ethan shouted. Just run. But... He grabbed her wrist and yanked her out the back door. The alley was dark. Wet. Narrow. Rain had started again, light this time, like nervous tears. They sprinted barefoot over broken ground. Elara's legs shook with every step. Where are we going? She asked, breathless. My old truck. Few blocks down. If it still runs. You own a truck. Don't judge me. She laughed, even while running. You're very rustic. And you're very radioactive. Let's call it even. Behind them, the ground shook. The aliens were chasing now, and fast. Bullets zipped past. One clipped the trash can beside them, it exploded into flames. Ethan cursed. That one's new. They reached the truck. A rust-covered 2043 Razorback. Ugly. Loud. Ethan yanked open the door and threw Elara inside. Pray she still likes me. He twisted the key. Nothing. Twisted again. Cough. Cough. Choke. One more time. The engine roared. Ethan laughed like a madman. She still loves me. Elara looked at the cracked dashboard. I hope you're talking about the truck. He grinned. Mostly. They sped off, tires screeching. Behind them, lasers lit up the street. One beam hit the back, scorched metal and fire. Inside the truck, they didn't speak for a moment. Then Ethan said quietly, they were willing to kill a city block just to get you. Elara looked down. Her glow dimmed. Because I'm not a person to them. I'm a switch. He glanced sideways. Not to me. She swallowed hard. Then reached for his hand on the gear stick. He looked down, surprised. You still want to help me? She asked, voice soft. I brought you soup, didn't I? She smiled. You humans, you flirt in the weirdest moments. He shrugged. You glow during gunfights. We all have our quirks. They reached the edge of the city. Abandoned buildings. Silent roads. An old watchtower stood like a forgotten god in the rain. Ethan parked under the tower. "We stay here tonight," he said. "You trust this place?" "I don't trust anything anymore. But it has a roof." Inside the tower, the walls were covered in vines. Rust. Memories. Ethan lit a small lantern. Elara sat down near a dusty table. Her body still hummed with faint energy. "I can feel it," she whispered. "The thing inside me. It's reacting to you. To me. Your touch. Your blood. It calms it. That's never happened before." He sat across from her. "So what now?" he asked. She looked at him. Dead serious. "We either run forever, or I become the weapon they fear." He blinked. "You want to fight?" "No. But if I keep hiding, you'll die." "I'm not afraid of dying." She leaned closer. "You should be," she said. Their eyes locked. The air changed again. This time, no explosions. No screams. Just silence. And heat. Elara slowly lifted his hand, placed it over the center of her glowing chest. He could feel it, her heartbeat. Fast. Alive. Then her voice, barely above a whisper. "If I lose control again, just promise me one thing." "What?" "Don't let them take my body." Ethan nodded. "Deal." "And Ethan?" "Yeah?" She leaned in, lips brushing his ear. "If I kiss you, don't blame the glow." The wind whispered through the broken windows. Not loud. Just enough to make the dust dance in lazy circles across the floor of the old watchtower. Ethan sat with his back against the wall, boots off, shirt tossed to the side. His chest rose and fell slowly, marked by that glowing tattoo she'd accidentally left behind, like a silent bond neither of them asked for but couldn't erase. Elara stood by the cracked mirror, studying herself. Her skin had stopped pulsing for now. But under the surface, light still moved, like liquid stars swirling in her blood. "I don't recognize this body anymore," she said softly. Ethan didn't answer yet. She turned to face him. Her dress hung off one shoulder now. Bare feet, bruised legs, soft glow on her collarbone. But it wasn't the glow that stunned him. It was the look in her eyes. Fear. Wonder. And something else. "I used to be nothing," she said. "A test subject. One of many. Then they said I was too strong. Too emotional. Too human." She stepped forward, slow. "They tried to erase those parts of me." She paused, right in front of him. "But you brought them back." Ethan looked up, locking eyes with her. "That's not what I meant to do." "No," she whispered. "But it's what you did." Flashback, Elara's memory. Slow visuals, bright white lab. Cold metal. Screaming silence. A girl floats in a tank. Tubes in her skin. Light leaking from her chest. Faces watch behind glass, expressionless. A voice says, "This one's adapting too fast. Kill it." She breaks the glass before they can press the button. She runs. Bleeds. Hides. Wakes up on Earth, soaked in rain, alone. Until someone lifts her, not to experiment, but to cover her in a warm blanket. Present. Elara knelt beside Ethan now. His hand reached up and gently brushed her cheek. "You're not what they made," he said. She placed her hand over his. "I'm something else now." Their faces were close. Too close. But neither of them moved. She whispered, "And you're changing too." He raised an eyebrow. "I'm still human." "No," she smiled. "You touched me. Took my pain. My signal. And you didn't break. That shouldn't be possible." Ethan smirked. Maybe I'm just stubborn. She leaned in. Their lips touched, soft at first. Then firmer. Hungrier. Like the universe had waited for that moment. Then. BZZZT. A sharp flash of light burst from their joined hands. They both jumped back. The glowing mark on Ethan's chest spread. Ilara gasped. You're sinking. Is that good? It's dangerous. Great. She paced the room now, energy crackling from her fingertips. You're merging with my code. It's not just attraction. It's chemistry. Data. DNA. You're becoming compatible. Ethan stood. Is that why I keep dreaming of stars? She turned, eyes wide. You've seen it? The ring of light. A red sun. A voice calling my name. She stepped closer. That's not a dream. That's the interface. They built it into me, a command system. Only someone genetically bonded could hear it. So I'm bonded now? She nodded. You're not just helping me anymore, Ethan. You're becoming the key to me. Ethan blinked. You're saying you can't activate without me. She didn't speak. Then finally, I can't survive without you now. They stood in silence. Not awkward. Heavy. Then Ilara whispered, would you have saved me if you knew all this? Ethan took a breath. I didn't save you because I knew. I saved you because you looked forgotten. She looked away. Her voice cracked. I was. Not anymore. Later that night. They lay side by side under a ragged blanket, not touching, but not far. I used to think humans were weak, Ilara said. We are, Ethan replied. We just don't die quietly. She smiled. Your species is strange. You fight even when there's no reason. We call that hope. She turned her head, watching him in the dark. Then maybe I can hope too. He didn't say anything. He just reached out and let her take his hand. Outside the tower. A drone hovered far above the clouds. Its red sensor flickered. A voice in its system echoed. Subject 06 confirmed alive. Human interface detected. Prepare strike. The morning didn't arrive with sunlight. It arrived with thunder. Not from clouds, but from above. The sky burned red. Clouds split open. And through them came the fleet. Not Earth's. Not any known species. These ships were silent, silver, shaped like blades, slicing the clouds like paper. Thousands of them. They covered the sky like a curse. Ilara stepped out of the tower, barefoot, her silver hair moving in the wind. Her skin glowed again, but not from pain. This time, it was purpose. Ethan followed, strapping his jacket on, a stolen alien weapon in hand. You were right, she said, eyes on the ships. They came to erase me. Then they made a mistake, Ethan replied. They always do. Flashback voiceover, Ilara's mind. Inject her. Release her. If the planet reacts, she'll burn. If she bonds, we strike. She was never meant to live. She was meant to test Earth's defenses. If Earth helped her, it would be destroyed. If Earth ignored her, they'd leave it alone. But Earth didn't ignore her. Ethan didn't. So now, they were coming. Inside the tower's basement, Ethan powered up the last working energy core. You sure this will work? He asked. Ilara placed her hand over his. No, she said. But I'm sure I don't want you to die. He smirked. Flirting during a planetary invasion. You're learning. She kissed him. Not soft this time. It was fire. Final. A goodbye without saying the word. When they broke apart, she whispered. When I step outside, they'll target me. All their eyes will turn to me. That's your chance to run. I'm not running. Yes, you are. No. I won't let them kill you, Ethan. And I won't let them take you. She looked at him like he was made of starlight. Then she said the words she never thought she'd speak. I choose this planet. Above the city, sirens screamed. Earth's defenses, old, tired, barely alive, began to wake up. Missiles launched. Shields powered up. But they wouldn't be enough. Not without her. Ilara stepped into the open, arms spread. Her skin glowed white-hot now. Not just purple or silver, but every color of a dying star. The fleet paused. A voice echoed through every speaker on Earth. Project 06 has breached protocol. Eliminate. Dozens of beams aimed at her. Ethan screamed from the tower, Ilara. And then she let go. The sky exploded. Her energy burst like a second sun. Not fire. Not destruction. But disruption. Every ship in the air flickered. Glitched. Froze. Then fell. Like dead birds. One by one, Earth's enemies dropped. Crashing into oceans, fields, and deserts. Her light consumed the command signal, rewrote it mid-transmission, and reversed it. Every drone that had come to kill now turned. Turned on its masters. Ilara stood, burning bright, arms trembling. She was screaming, not in pain, but in power. Then silence. The sky cleared. The ships were gone. The war never began. Ethan ran to her. She was still glowing, but dimmer now. She collapsed into his arms. He held her tight. You did it, he whispered. You stopped them. I just rewrote the code, she smiled weakly. Told them Earth wasn't sick. Just different. You're shaking, he said. I'm fading. No, he whispered, holding her face. You gave me something none of them could, she said. A reason. A reason to what? She placed his hand on her stomach. He froze. Her glow pulsed gently there. Slow. New. Alive. Her voice cracked. To create, instead of destroy. Final scene, 1 week later. Earth calls her the Starborn. Alien races retreat. Ethan and Ilara live in a hidden place. She wears his jacket now. Still barefoot. Still glowing. He builds her a workshop. She builds him a future. They sent her here to die. But he gave her a home. And together, they gave Earth its next hope. Let me know if you'd like me to now help with